Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Today I'm going to do the smallest stitch in the Loomigurumi stitches that we have, and this is the slip stitch. So I have my little magic ring here that I've been doing. Now, sometimes we work in continuous rounds, which means you just, if this is your last stitch, when you get to your new stitch, which is your first stitch here for your next round, all you would do, and I'm just going to do this, is continue with your next single crochet, move your stitch marker, and you would continue going around. Now I'm going to do a single crochet followed by an increase just so that you can know the pattern that I'm doing. So this is called a continued round, where you just literally continue each round. Now, one thing to notice is that your stitch marker migrates as you do each round. That's normal, and it happens in crochet as well with yarn. It's not just with loom bands. So this is, I'm doing a single crochet followed by an increase, and this is how we would make something larger. Depending how large you want it would depend how many rounds with increases you would do. We're having massive thunderstorms here at the minute, and you can hear all the emergency service vehicles. So that was a continuous round. I'm nearly at the end here. Now when you do, we just did 2 in that, so it's a single in here, and then followed by 2 in this last one, an increase. So if we were just doing a continuous round, we would just go to the next one here and do a single crochet, but we're not. We're going to do a different round. So when you're not working in continuous rounds, you might need to actually finish each round off. Now, the way to do that, this is your last stitch and this is your first stitch. You're going to push your hook through your first stitch. If you're changing colours, it's a good idea to use the new colour that you're using. Take a single band, and we're going to do what's called a slip stitch. You bring it through the first stitch, but then you add your end loop onto it as well, like that. So you have all of the stitches on your new colour, okay? And then you do a slip stitch, which is just that. So if you were doing another slip stitch, all you do is literally go through the loop, add the loop that's here already as well, reclaim, and one over the other. It is the smallest little stitch, and you wouldn't actually do like I've just done. You wouldn't do it like that. It's usually a joining stitch. So if you were joining something or finishing something off, if you were tying something off, you would use that and you would pull tight. So push your hook. You've already done your slip stitch here, joining these two. You're going to push your hook through the second stitch. That was our first stitch here, joining your last stitch and your first stitch. Okay, so go through your second stitch, and we'll just do a quick round of single crochets so that you can count the bands. This is a single crochet all the way around, and that will show you how the slip stitch is. Now the slip stitch, if you use a slip stitch and not a continuous round, you will find that you have these lumps that form at your join point, and they sort of, again, just like your stitch marker migrates around your work, so will these little joining lumps, and it's unavoidable. It happens with crochet as well. I guess it's one way to see where you started and finished. but it can make starting a round with a different colour neater than just doing continuous. Here you go. So this is our final stitch here. So this is definitely how you would change colours for each round. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 is on our hook. When you start your next round, okay, if you're doing a slip stitch, you don't go through this little bit, that's your slip stitch there. This is your first stitch here. So you would go through here with your new colour, and that would make it a much nicer colour change for when you do a round. So again, you pull through, add what's on your loop, rejoin one over the other. So you see, this is how you do a slip stitch. Okay,